Indiana's college football playoff hopes take a hit after crushing defeat by Ohio State. For the first quarter and a half on Saturday, the number 5 Indiana Hoosiers had fans and critics alike believing they could truly be a college football playoff (CFP) contender. Their 10-0 record seemed poised to silence doubters, and their opening drive showcased the offensive firepower that had fueled their remarkable season. However, the optimism quickly dissipated as Indiana fell victim to a dominant Ohio State team in a decisive 38-15 loss at Ohio Stadium, better known as the Shoe. This game wasn't just a loss for Indiana, it was a reality check. The Hoosiers, who had spent the season crafting a Cinderella narrative, were exposed by the No. 2 Buckeyes in all 3 phases of the game. The defeat has placed their playoff aspirations in jeopardy, raising serious questions about their legitimacy as a top-tier contender. A mirage revealed for weeks, Indiana's rise had captured the college football world's attention. Led by quarterback Curtis Rourke and fueled by an underrated group of transfer players, the Hoosiers seemed to have built a team unlike any in their program's history. But Ohio State systematically dismantled that illusion. The Buckeyes' defense was relentless, recording 5 sacks and consistently pressuring Rourke, who struggled to find any rhythm. Meanwhile, Ohio State's quarterback, Will Howard, had a near-flawless outing, comfortably orchestrating the offense against an overwhelmed Indiana defense. To make matters worse, Indiana's special teams blunders gifted the Buckeyes 14 points, further tilting the game. By the final whistle, the game resembled the Indiana of old, a program that had lost 30 consecutive games to Ohio State, rather than the polished contender they aspired to be. A soft schedule comes back to haunt Indiana's critics have long pointed to their schedule as a potential weak point. Their undefeated record before Saturday was built on wins against largely unremarkable opponents, including Western Illinois, Florida International, and Northwestern. While the Hoosiers couldn't control their conference assignments, they could have bolstered their resume with a more challenging non-conference slate. Instead, they canceled a planned game at Louisville and opted for less formidable matchups, leaving their strength of schedule lacking. All Indiana needed to do against Ohio State was stay competitive. A close loss would have sufficed to prove they belonged in the CFP conversation. Instead, the blowout loss not only cast doubt on their playoff viability but also left them vulnerable to being overshadowed by other contenders, such as 2-loss SEC teams like Tennessee or ACC programs vying for multiple bids. Ohio State's statement win. While Indiana's playoff hopes faltered, Ohio State made a strong case for its own. Head coach Ryan Day has faced criticism for not winning enough marquee games, but his Buckeyes have responded this season. After already defeating Penn State on the road, they dismantled Indiana's dream run and now turn their attention to a showdown with rival Michigan. A win there would cement Ohio State's status as a playoff lock and set the stage for a potential rematch with number 1 Oregon. The Buckeyes' success isn't just a testament to Day's coaching but also a reflection of the resources at their disposal. With a well-funded name, image, and likeness, nil collective, Ohio State has assembled a roster brimming with top-tier talent. They looked every bit the part of a national title contender on Saturday, while Indiana, built on underdog grit, was left struggling to keep up.